We begin tonight with an update to breaking news. An officer-involved shooting in Tulsa. Police shot 46-year-old Nathan Boyd in the neck last night after they say he got out of his truck at an East Tulsa Quick Trip with a gun in each hand. They say that Boyd also made a call to a Veterans Crisis Hotline saying he wanted to be killed by a police officer. Tonight, we can tell you he is in critical condition. 2 News working for you tonight with live team coverage. We're going to begin with 2 News anchor Max Resnick. He's been talking with folks from the Tulsa Police Department about what they do in these situations with their protocols. Max?
Russell, whether a traffic stop or someone who is suicidal, Tulsa police tell me every situation is unique. And for that reason, they say that they have no set protocol when they're dealing with an individual who wants to commit suicide by cop.
We do have training. You said specific. Every situation is different. We can't draw up a scenario and say it's going to happen this way 100% of the time.
In this instance, police say 46-year-old Nathan Boyd made a call to a Veterans Crisis Center claiming he was armed and wanted to die at the hands of police.
This individual, we received information, as I said before, that this individual intent was to draw officers in some type of confrontation where they would be forced to use deadly force.
That call made around 8, according to Officer Demita Kennard, and a search for the man that ended shortly after 9 Tuesday night.
Officers in the area located the vehicle. The vehicle pulled into the convenience store, and when the officers gave him commands to get out of the vehicle, he wouldn't respond. He eventually exited the vehicle, but with weapons in hand.
And with BB guns that looked like semi-automatic weapons, an officer fired one shot, hitting Boyd in the neck. Though cases of suicide by cop are fairly common, Ashley says there's no protocol when it comes to this kind of suicidal subject.
So every situation is different. There would be no way to put, you do X, Y, Z, because every situation will be different.
Ashley says Tulsa police do undergo mental health training, which does involve learning about people who are suicidal, but reiterates that no specific protocol exists because every incident is different. Coming up tonight at 6 o'clock, we'll tell you who this officer is and where he is tonight. Live in East Tulsa tonight, Max Resnick, 2 News works for you.
All right, Max, thanks. And you may be surprised to find out just how significant a problem it is when it comes to veterans committing suicide. According to the Mental Health Association of Tulsa, there are 22 veterans a day dying by suicide in our country. They say it's an issue that's under the radar for most people, but people need to understand it's not that unusual. The VA in Muskogee told us today that the call to them did not go to their call center, but rather a VA call center in New York. But when calls come in to the VA, they say they do everything they can to help.
One is we're always trying to identify if someone is threatening to hurt themselves. We want to find out their name. We want to find out their location.
Now, signs of a suicidal person include loss of interest, depression, sleep disturbance. Some of those signs coming up in about 10 minutes. We're going to talk with Michael Brose, the executive director of the Mental Health Association in Tulsa. Talk more about this issue, go in depth, find out what's being done to help and roles that we can all play to help these situations from escalating towards suicide. All right. Also